So we keep getting more and more information about what the Democrats are doing and how they are meddling in the midterm elections. And a consistent theme that keeps popping up is this. Democrats spend $53 million to boost far-right GOP candidates despite rhetoric. So the rhetoric is, this is an existential threat to democracy. These people are basically authoritarians at the very least, or fascists at worst. Nancy Pelosi, I want a big, strong Republican Party, and the implication there is, like, let's get back to sane Republicans that don't want to, like, overthrow democracy. That's what they say. But at the same time, their actions show they are boosting these candidates. Now, the reason why they're boosting them is because they think we're going to beat all of them. Or at least, you know, nominally that's the reason. They think, look, we're more likely to win if we boost these candidates because they're unappealing in a general election. Now, there is a grain of truth in that. You know, you can't deny that that's the case. I mean, the numbers bear that out. But having said that, is this really a game that you want to play? Because you're rolling the dice here, and this reminds me of the Pied Piper strategy that Hillary Clinton did, where they tried to boost Donald Trump in the primary because they thought he was the most beatable in the general election. By the way, that wasn't true. Ted Cruz was way more beatable. But they miscalculated, and they meddled, and it fucking backfired. And so what I would say to them is, look, with you guys doing this, what's going to happen if, let's say, and let's go with a low number, just for argument's sake, to be extra kind to them. Let's say 4 or 5 of these people get through. And it's going to be way more than that, by the way. But let's say 4 or 5 of these people get through. And then there's a consequential decision in the future where they're directly involved in not abiding by the democratic will of the people. Well, now you do deserve part of the blame because you help boost them thinking it helps my electoral prospects and my career if I boost them. No, I mean, look, as a matter of principle, you should sort of sit back, let the Republican primaries turn out however they're going to turn out. And by the way, even without the Democrats interfering, you're still going to have many of the psychos, probably in most races, the psycho is going to get through and beat the more moderate Republican candidate, right? But it just shows they don't really mean it when they say, this is an existential threat to democracy, we have to beat them at any and all costs. Well, if you really believe you have to beat them at any and all costs, then boost their opponents who are more moderate, the ones who don't deny elections, and then have a fair race against a more moderate Republican. And this way, even if you lose, you get to say, well, at least I know this guy's not going to overthrow our democracy, or whatever remnants of one we have left. So it just shows that it doesn't jive with their rhetoric, and it's pathetic, okay? But now, shockingly, Chuck Todd, or as I like to call him, Human Oatmeal, because he's human oatmeal, he did an interview with Kamala Harris, and he asked about this. And look at her response.
You leave the good Republicans alone in a primary. Is the Democratic Party making a mistake here by those people could win if you're not careful?
I mean, listen, I'm not going to tell people how to run their campaigns.
He's saying, hey, you guys are sort of boosting fascists, and maybe the fascists can win. And she's like, I'm not gonna tell people how to run their campaign. Look, you want to donate to a fascist? Is it really my business to say you shouldn't donate to a fascist and prop up a fascist? Jesus Christ, this is so unconvincing.
Is the Democratic Party making a mistake here by those people could win if you're not careful?
I mean, listen, I'm not going to tell people how to run their campaigns. I ran in terms of statewide office.
Would you have done this? Would you have done this? Is this something you'd be comfortable with?
I'm not going to tell people how to run their campaigns, Chuck. I ran for a statewide for Attorney General, re-election, won both times, for Senate, won that race, and I know that it is best to let a candidate, along with their advisors, let them make the decision based on what they believe is in the best interest of their state.
The Democrats get 52 Senate seats.
Telling her what to.
Oh, man. It's just... This is why people despise Kamala Harris, because every single answer is, like, so fucking careful. Like, you never get what she actually thinks. She says the thing that she thinks she's supposed to say, which creates the path of least resistance, which is like, does this get everybody off my ass? But in a weird roundabout way, there's always the opposite happens. Because you sound so inauthentic that people are more likely to talk about what you said because it's so not real. It's so not what you think. It's just well, you know, I don't criticize other people making decisions about stuff. And what are you talking about? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that? Of course you have your own thoughts on it. Now, by the way, my guess is her thoughts are based, fund the fascists all around the country. And because I think we are more likely to beat the fascists. And so, that's what's up. But again, if they really believe the stuff that they said, which is like, these people are a threat to democracy, you would much rather have a race with a so-called moderate Republican, let's just say a Republican who's not an election denier, and then if you lose, at least you know, hey, this person's not going to, like, try to steal another election. But that's not what they're doing. I mean, what a terrible, terrible answer this is. And it's classic Kamala Harris. And remember, guys, Joe Biden's a zombie. He's half dead. But his approval rating has bounced back massively since he had a slate of victories recently, including the reduction of student loan debt. Now he's at 46% approval. So when we talk about 2024, or we talk about 2028, this is the fucking bench. And by the way, these are the people that mainstream media is going to push on us. It's either going to be Kamala Harris or Mayor Pete. Like, really? These are the people who are going to pick up the mantle and win some sort of national election? Somebody who has never given an authentic answer in their entire life and has never told you what they think on anything? It's not good, man. It is not a good look. It is not pretty. And this answer was lackluster, to say the least. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.